Friendship supreme. Friendship supreme. Finding the geek within.
Hey everybody, I'm Michael.
This is Cleve.
And welcome back to another exciting episode of
Friendship Supreme, brought to you by Bang.
What? It's not brought to you by Bang yet. Bang, we've sent you an email. We could be the Bang Bros. It's that's a subcategory on several different not safe for work websites. We're the podcast that dares to ask, is there anything that Disney doesn't own? Those websites. Oh wait. Oh, do they?
Do you think they
have like some kind of like weird umbrella?
Ones?
Well, do they have like some kind of weird umbrella corporation, like something that falls under their umbrella? But we don't like, you know how like Splash was technically a Disney movie because it's owned by.
Well, what's funny is I was thinking to myself, and I text you like, oh, you know, I think I figured out the case to save Netflix. It's porn. Just put porn on Netflix, and people are going to stay. You're not going to lose people.
How do you? In fairness, you're not wrong. This little Mickey's going to fall throughout this entire episode. It's really going to bother me. You're not wrong, because that has been what saved every form of media ever, or is what's made the decision. So, like, when Laserdisc came out and VHS was out, and they were like, what's going to be the next format? Porn backed VHS, and so VHS reigned supreme. Same thing with DVDs and what was the one that they had for a while? It was like a weird format. DVD HD or HD DVD, and then Blu-ray. When they did that, they were like, "What's gonna win?" It was like the porn industry backed Blu-rays, and suddenly Blu-ray was reigned supreme. So yeah, no,
everyone thinks that Disney runs the world, right. But it's really porn.
You deviant little bastards out there are keeping everybody in the business. But I did see someone post something on Facebook that was like, "Man, I'm really enjoying this new Disney Plus," and it was just a bunch of different porns that were parodies of Disney films. And then someone was like, "How do you get that? Where's that subcategory on?"
But see, the beauty of it is, if Netflix were to do it, this is the one line Disney's not going to cross.
True.
Like, this is this untapped.
Yeah, Disney will never touch it.
Yeah. It's beautiful. It's beautiful. I've saved Netflix.
You're welcome, Netflix. The problem is how do you so you just stop catering to all children at all?
No. You set it up like individual accounts. You set up an adult account, and that's the one you reach it on.
You just have to like a secret pen. So
and you can still put in Riggs and Dion and stuff like that.
Netflix separates out kids and adults.
Yeah,
but what's to stop me from just clicking somebody else's profile?
It's a login. The same with the Xbox.
There is no login currently.
You can make one.
That's what I'm saying. It's not a. When I go to my Xbox profile, I have to put in a six number pin. Same thing.
Who do you not trust in your house?
I just set it up a long time ago, and it always stayed that way.
Just let them play, man.
No, they can play on the community account.
That's right, and the community controller. There's nothing worse than going to a friend's house and like when they hand you the controller, you know you're getting the community controller. That's the controller that's probably busted, been thrown at a wall.
Although my go-to controller can probably be the community controller now, because Miles is giving it the business. The little rubber joystick thingy, that's gone.
Do you want to buy you a new one?
I thought about it, and I'm like, I just keep playing through it.
Is that why sometimes you have problems looking?
The sync button is stuck, too. And every once in a while, I go to the right. Unprovoked.
I edit our videos, and I don't think I've ever seen just like a random going to the right, but now I'm going to be looking for it all the time.
Well, because I
know to adjust.
Yeah. I'm on that uncovered piece of plastic to make sure I don't move.
Right.
Got more kills than you.
I don't think so. I think I had more kills than you.
Last night?
Oh, last night? I thought you meant just in general. No, last night was rough. I played crypto a lot, and
well, that's because you'll play without me, and I wait for you.
I don't ever play without you. Anyways, this is derailed. So, is there any type of industry other than porn that you can think of that Disney doesn't own?
Do any of them matter besides porn?
That's a good point.
They don't
So
have energy drinks yet.
they, I believe, oh no, there's a partnership with Coca-Cola. I was saying because Monster makes Coke.
I think everyone else
Or Coke
needs
makes
to
one.
just figure out to get together.
It's like an Avengers Thanos situation.
Yeah.
Disney's become Thanos. They've collected all their stones,
Right. And so we need Netflix, Nickelodeon.
which is happening. Netflix and Nickelodeon are getting together. They're going to come up with.
been working pretty closely.
They're doing some original content. They're doing a spin-off with Squidward, which I can hope
Ninja
is
Turtles
gonna
and
be
Power
good.
Rangers?
We know what happened last time that happened.
No, with everyone else.
I'm just saying. Yeah, no, it definitely like. But here's the problem: is that instead of coming together, a lot of them are dividing. Like a lot of them are like, well, we're gonna have our streaming service now. Like the CW is gonna have their own streaming service, and the HBO Cinemax is gonna have one.
Their own streaming service is just like, here's the episodes that play. Because I don't know if you know this, they're one of the few shows where they don't play like the episode again later. Like if I miss an episode of Arrow, it is a pain in the ass.
No, my
to
understanding
find
is
again.
like they're gonna have a genuine like you're going to pay for it.
It's usually just the cable login, like Cartoon Network.
No, like there's I think it's 12 different people that are different companies that are talking about like splitting out and doing their own.
What is Epix? It's EIP.
It's a movie channel.
I tried to watch Pennyworth yesterday. They only let me watch one episode on my Fire TV stick and said, you need to subscribe to Epix. And I was like, I don't want to do that.
Yeah, just do the 7-day free trial. Wait till it all comes out, do the free trial, watch it all, and turn it off.
That's how I got to watch Cobra Kai. Hey, Cobra Kai was solid, man. I'd almost like if it wasn't like $15 a month. If it was like $5, I might consider YouTube.
That's where Disney's winning this, is because the
absolutely.
bare minimum of it is $7.
And I mean, it was obviously a parody, but at the same time, very much real. I don't remember who did it, but the video you sent that you were talking about with they were joking about Netflix coming and talking to Disney Plus, and they absolutely 100% will take a loss for as long as they need to make sure they wipe the competition out. They had so in the first day, they had 10 million subscribers.
That's insane.
I mean, that's almost reached the amount that Netflix has accumulated over all this time.
And they were like, oh, we didn't realize our servers. I'm like, you built this monster.
Right.
Feed the monster.
Yeah. So
Give it what it needs.
yeah, let's get into the discussion about Disney Plus, and that would be the first thing: is how were they not prepared? As of like 10 o'clock, yeah, it was 10 o'clock Central Time, we were able to access it the day before. So presumably that's midnight. No, it's not even midnight. So I was going to say midnight in New York, but it's not. It's 11. For some reason, we were able to access it. And we're able to access it just fine because nobody really was trying. The next morning, I tried to access it from about 8 o'clock in the morning until 7 o'clock at night and could not access it once without it completely just crashing.
It doesn't make sense. I don't understand how you know what kind of following you have. How are you not ready?
Well, and so if you think about it, they have built such a strong partnership with Netflix that they were able to sit there and look at the infrastructure, see how everything works, and know exactly what they needed.
But I guess really, Netflix never had this all at once.
True, and that's a big thing is that Netflix never, and that's just it. Like I said, Disney's almost to the same amount of subscribers as Netflix is after accumulating them over years and years and years. So, yeah, they just weren't prepared. Mm-hmm. I mean, there's a ton of, they've changed it 2 or 3 times now already. Some like small changes that I've noticed. When I first got in, like it was just an alphabetized catalog, and then the second time, sometime the next day when I was finally able to get in, it was like, here's what we suggest, and it wouldn't let me search through things anymore. It was just like, you can figure out we think you like these things, and then it was a couple other like subcategories. And now it's back to letting me go through catalogs, but you kind of have to look for them. I don't know. It's interesting. I mean, they're trying to pump out a lot of. They're very ambitious about their original content, but they really do cut out any middle person in doing this, and that's where they're going to make their money. That's how they're going to make so much more money than anybody else will.
And because they've been alive for so long, they can just fill it with all their crap, and
yes,
they're set.
And there's a lot of it. You know what I did
New
find?
stuff for a long time, and people be satisfied.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what I find really interesting that I could not find on there? Song of the South. I remember it.
I saw someone post that any old cartoon they had with like some racist stuff behind it, and they were like, "Oh, it's like they put a specific warning in the beginning."
Well, even like
that
Fantasia.
that had like, "Oh, this is in regards to outdated references." I'm like, that's a nice way to say racist.
So
This is our bedtime.
Song of the South will never come to be. And here's the thing, and it's interesting because have you ever seen it? I have not either. I've never seen it. I've seen clips and whatnot, but they've done a really good job of burying it. But it has actually gotten released into theaters as close as like 1998. Right. So like there's been it getting released over and over again, and every time it gets released, people are like, "Oh my god, this unbelievably racist movie's coming out," but then they also are like, "Is it that racist?" And like it's weird because like there are times every time it comes out, there's like this side that's like it's not that bad, and there's a side that's like Disney should be ashamed. And honestly, I think that they'd be better off not hiding it and just being like, "Yeah, we did this."
We did this at this time,
Right.
Because at this point, it's like, what are you gonna do?
Right. Like we know it exists.
Here's the downfall of being around so long: is that
Right. You've done some things.
you told a joke back then that doesn't carry now.
Well, and like I saw a whole thing on Song of the South because I was really curious about it. My daughter loves Zippity Doo Dah. I love Splash Mountain. Like, and these things revolve around that intellectual property, and don't know much about it other than I've seen Zippity Doo Dah and I know what's the other song, Happy Place. And so like obviously I got kind of curious and I saw some guy that I feel is a reputable kind of like he goes into detail on YouTube. I was like, let me check it out. So I'm sitting there listening to it, and like for the most part it seems like Walt was just very ignorant about like because it was so basically it's some stories from a book. I think it was Uncle Remus, if I remember correctly.
Okay, that sounds familiar.
And like he was read these stories as a kid and just loved them so much that he was like, I want to make this, make some of these movies or make movies of this. And so then like in his head, innocently was like, I loved these stories, and then didn't realize how these stories were right. Yeah, right, exactly. Like how these shouldn't have been made into movies, and so he did it anyway. And yeah. But it's funny that like Splash Mountain has really separated itself from that. Like it doesn't. If you go on that ride, I don't think most people know that that's what that's from.
No.
But anyway,
Funny how that works, huh?
yeah, Song of the South's not on Disney Plus. I looked. I don't think it ever will be.
The
But.
crows are, though.
Dumbo, yeah. You know, I didn't see the new live one. Did you?
No.
I'm curious how
assume
they
took that out.
dressed that. Did they?
I mean, how do you leave it in? You know what? I think I remember them talking about them making them like British or something. Still the crows. I don't know what his name
British
was.
crows?
I
But-
wanted to say one of them was actually named Jim, but we won't get into
That was the animated one. I don't
Yes.
think the
Okay.
remake. They think they
Oh,
renamed
okay,
him.
okay. Let's look at it. Sure, it was Jim. God, Disney sucks sometimes. But so yes, there is some content that's missing, but not much.
They did cut the crows.
I wish that Pixar would have stayed on their own. Like I get that the funding alone, it's hard to turn it down.
You mean like as a company in whole,
Right. Just as a competitor.
Yeah.
Because that would have been the movies that they've made. What? Cars 2? Really the only, like... Cars 2, Toy Story 2. Really the only blemishes that I can think of.
Yeah.
Not like in the racial war, but just of not great
Not very
content.
good, yeah.
So it would have just. I see that as somebody who could have easily probably toppled them.
Yeah.
Or held their own, at least.
Stephanie just dabbed.
Well,
I'm sorry, I looked over and he went like this. I was dabbing and
I was trying to cough, but very quietly.
how'd that work out for you?
Huh?
How'd that work out for you? Yeah, I mean they're pumping out a bunch of original content too now. I've seen anything from like weird little shorts for like 6 minutes to some show called Encore, which I watched an episode of because I was like, I'm curious.
I did see that one on there.
It's basically, hey, you were in high school and you did this play, and we want to bring you back like 10 or 15 years later and make you do that play again.
Never mind.
Yeah.
I'm not interested anymore.
It was exactly what you'd expect.
So I got in there and I watched a couple of Pixar shorts.
Mm-hmm.
I watched the one with the seagull. I really enjoyed that one.
Piper.
Piper, yeah.
Float was weird, and everybody kept talking about how great Float was.
I didn't watch that one. I watched the lava one again because that one's short enough to just kind
Lava's
of put
adorable.
on.
I have it on my phone.
Is there anything on there that surprised you to find? Because there was one thing that I was like, oh man, they put this on there?
So I've been forcing my child to watch Rescue Rangers, which was actually really exciting for me. Something that I was surprised by. It's probably Silver Surfer and X-Men. Like I wasn't thinking.
Silver Surfer is the one that I saw that I was
wasn't
like, what is
thinking
this doing
like,
here?
oh yeah, they own them now, so obviously just dump that content.
It's only
somewhere.
one season. I don't know
Yeah.
if they had more.
I don't think so.
Stephanie, did the Silver Surfer cartoon have more than one season?
One thing that had some people bring up to me, and I think people were confused about it, and it was kind of, I get the confusion behind it, was like, why do I have Endgame, but I don't have Infinity War? And the explanation behind that is that they have
Streaming
contracts with, they have contracts with Netflix or Hulu, which is why they had to stop producing content like Runaways, because they had to stop Runaways so they can then take Runaways away from Hulu and put it back onto their
Which
streaming
makes no
service.
sense if you're all going to be in bed together.
True. But yeah, so that's
I assume they will never be able to put Tom Holland on there. Tom Holland Spider-Man has 2 movies. I assume that they're never going to be on there.
I think Homecoming already was. No, hear me right. It's Spider-Woman cartoon.
I saw a lot of interesting cartoons. There was like a Captain Marvel cartoon on there too.
Yeah, they had a lot
Or not
of,
Captain Marvel, Miss Marvel.
They have a lot of older
Squirrel Girl
cartoons.
was
A
there?
lot of that's probably the
Rising Up.
Rising Up is actually really good.
Yeah, it looked good.
I watched it when it was on Netflix, I think, and it was actually a pretty solid content.
You have any need for National Geographic?
No,
I'll
the
probably
Jeff Goldblum.
I'll probably look at things, but
I would say I'll probably watch the Jeff
it's like
Goldblum.
okay, fine. I'll
When-
take that too.
When
It's like if you were already going to do the deal, and what if you can get
You know
Disney
what, though?
Plus
Think
and
about, like-
Hulu and ESPN for $12? I'm like, yeah.
But think about, like,
and
your
National
nephew.
Geographic. I'm like, all right, yeah.
But like your nephew, I'm sure my kid will eventually get to a
Yeah.
stage. Like she likes.
Sorry, my phone just started playing.
No, you
Oh,
were looking over
magically?
TikTok or something over
No,
there.
I wasn't on TikTok.
What are you on right now?
The phone was in your hand. It magically
I was
just
just on the internet.
That was some random video. We know you were watching things now.
Stephanie.
Why do we even try?
So yeah, I'm gonna go back and watch Silver Surfer and see if it holds up.
I've been watching X-Men. Whenever I've got like, it's
X-Men
usually
holds up.
always. We've talked about before in different episodes, and when we talked about other things, like when we talked about Dark Phoenix. X-Men the cartoon is A, where I got my love for comic books, and B, the source content that almost every single anybody that ever has to do anything on an X-Men project, like they're like, let's go watch this,
Oh, yeah,
because
'cause
it's so true to the comic book series.
There are small tweaks like in the comics, the Phoenix like destroys a planet.
Yes.
I don't think she does that in the cartoon.
No, I don't think so. Do you remember the
Like a race of people, she just wipes out.
Yeah.
I get it.
Genocide's a touchy subject.
You know, that's why. So, I know we're Disney Plus, but so Phoenix committed genocide and they killed her off. And the rule was they were like, we will not bring her back because she committed genocide. We can't We can't justify it. It can't be okay for her to be back. And this guy was just having a conversation with somebody. He was like, I can already tell you how you bring her back. It's simple. And he makes up the whole, oh, the Phoenix was a clone that, used Jean Grey's looks, and she's the one that did it. Jean Grey was still at the bottom of Jamaican Bay and this little protective cocoon thing. And so she didn't do it. It was the clone that they ended up killing that did it. And that is how... And then, all of a sudden, it was just in comics. And they were like, hey, I heard you're the guy that figured out a way to bring Jean back. And he's like, what do you mean? And then he starts looking at all the issues, and they used his idea. I don't know if he got credit for it, but, I mean, it's knowledge that that guy came up with this idea.
I know the animated series is the reason that Jean Grey and Scott Summers got married as quickly as they did.
The animated series is also the reason that you don't like Cyclops.
Yeah, we talked about that. The guy that was doing the animated series was like, I want them to be married. And the comics were like, no, we're going to do it. And he's like, no, you need to do it now. And then by the end of the first season, they're like, no, they're getting married. Done.
But now to actually talk about Disney Plus.
Yes. To 30 minutes in.
So the only new thing that I've seen that I paid any attention to was The Mandalorian.
And they've been hyping it
What
up
else
a lot.
is new that's on there?
Lady and the
There's
Tramp.
no Netflix shows on there right now.
So are we taking away...
I mean, not Netflix, I'm sorry. There's no Marvel shows on there
Correct.
right now.
So in Hawkeye, I think is going to be first, and then Cap and Shield, Cap and
That's not till 2020 though, huh?
yeah, nothing Marvel will be
2020
until
isn't-
2020.
Come on.
But I don't know if it's early 2020. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah,
not sure that
nothing. I think we're like 6 months out before we see.
And they've made it very clear that like these shows are important.
yeah.
It's not like
Well, so they
Agents
were
of
saying-
S.H.I.E.L.D. where they left me behind.
Originally, they were saying that you had to watch WandaVision before you saw Doctor Strange. So, where's Doctor Strange lie in the release? Do you remember?
I don't.
Okay. Stephanie can look that up while we're talking about this. But I know that they were saying you had to watch that. But as far as original content goes, if you take out documentaries, we have... You're going to laugh, but I'm just naming off the ones I can think of. High School Musical, the TV show. Lady and the Tramp.
I like that. That's where you start though.
Well, because that's the one they like try to shove down your throat. Like they keep showing it to me. Lady and the Tramp, full length film, which they knew was going to bomb in theaters, so they said, let's just put it on our...
Another thing, real quick, I just derail us one more time about things being shoved down your throat. Besides that, that's what she said. YouTube really wants me to go see the Cats musical.
This has not shown that to me, so what have you done that... What have you done
Almost
that...
almost every video I watch, it's like Cats coming, and they're like,
Are you watching cat shorts? Like you're watching...
I don't know why, but every time I can go to my phone right now, and every time it's like,
Fantastic. No, I've never even seen that trailer.
It's so weird. I know the theme.
What is it?
It's one of the greatest musicals of
I
all
don't
time, man.
care. I wish I could just put that. If it's not like oh yeah, I'm interested. Show me more later. I want like hey, I don't care about.
Don't
this
ever show
ad.
this to me again.
Yeah. We're watching the same videos, so it doesn't make sense.
No, man. I'm just watching a lot of Donkey. Donkey, you're getting a shout out from the smallest YouTubers ever. Video Game Donkey is basically the funniest video game playing.
There's genuine times that I tear up watching them. This is great. Good
That-
stuff all the time.
Yeah.
This will be the
Hammer-
trailer.
The Hammer one.
Get over it, I think that's what it's called.
Did you go watch the Mario Kart one after I told you?
There was a couple Mario Kart ones.
All of them. Watch all of them.
I started watching all of
But
them.
there was one where like he was so close to getting first place, and like
Oh, there
red
was-
show,
Blue
red show, red
Oh, yeah,
show.
the red show's
Yeah.
like giving them.
There was one where it was he was Donkey Kong and he did like a pose or whatever with Mario Kart, like,
Yes.
whatever. And then you just see the shell just right there.
Cleve just keeps quoting him to me while we're playing.
I do.
All the time.
It's good stuff.
Oh, this level wants me to win. They give me the spaghetti sauce.
Love you, man. Keep it up. I already
Thank you,
went,
Donkey, for everything you do.
I already went online and looked at how much his shirts were. I was gonna wait till I got paid to get one.
Buy some merch.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Donkey, you're basically our hero. I watched a video of him just doing live at like him just out in public. It has to be an older video, I would assume, but where he just puts a boombox down and just starts dancing with people.
Did you watch the Pokemon Go one?
Yeah. No, I watched the Let's Go Eevee. Sorry, I remember you telling me about the Pokemon Go. Though.
Okay,
Anyways,
back to the show.
so Mandalorian, High School Musical,
Lady and the Tramp.
Lady and the Tramp. Those are the 3 original content, non-documentary things out there right now. They have like Pixar in real life, which I don't count because it's a 6-minute, 7-minute thing, and it's okay.
Had The Mandalorian not come out with the release, I couldn't see the need for it until months, maybe 6 months. You know what I mean? Like
Original content. Yeah, right now they're just. I think. They're
well, like,
getting their feet wet.
is there a need for the streaming service?
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yes, because they limit it. So, yes, because I now have a way to watch everything that I need to watch that I, like,
That
I
you didn't
don't.
already buy.
Well, especially right. Well, I'm in the perfect market right now. I have a 2-year-old daughter who loves Disney princess movies, and half of them are vaulted. So I'm not going to buy them on DVD. I also don't really care to buy DVDs anymore anyway.
Well, it's because nobody buys DVDs.
I
Right.
think that's why Disney should have expected more people. Everyone has streaming services, and they want their vaulted DVDs, but
Right.
they're not going to go buy the vaulted DVDs.
Correct.
And also, the Vault is dumb.
It's super dumb, but it's obviously marketing
Great
genius.
marketing.
Yeah.
Genius.
The platinum, diamond, platinum.
I'm gonna vault this episode.
Vaulted.
I'm gonna upload it to YouTube, let it sit for 6 months, and then remove it. And then I will post it again in another 6 months.
There are other YouTubers that do that, but they don't ever repost it, and it's because they did something bad. Blippi. Blippi's done some things, man.
I was like, recently or his old thing?
We got a lot of
Little
people to
thing.
tag.
Let's not tag Blippi in the. Anyways, yeah, those are the 3 original content things that they came out with. Super smart about Mandalorian. They've been building the hype up for it up until the series came out, and honestly made it worth it. I mean, I've watched the first 2 episodes. As of right now, the first 2 episodes have been out. Cleve has also watched them. Stephanie doesn't do her homework because she's not willing to pay
I
for
don't have
things.
Disney Plus.
We sacrifice for that.
Just use my Google
So Cleve does.
Well, this
But
is
I'm
the
not-
only thing.
No,
Hold on, slow down.
no, I just meant like that's what just for that particular.
Give me his login.
You didn't ask.
Nope, you didn't ask. And you knew they were gonna have it because of this. Because of the spoiled one downstairs.
The only thing I have to say is that if at any point in time I go to watch it and it tells me there's too many users, I will be sending out a text message that tells everybody get the fuck off.
Well,
Does it do that?
Yeah, after 4 people can be watching it at the same time.
that's dumb. Pay more money.
You can't pay more money to get more.
It's not Netflix.
Pay more.
Yeah, okay, good call.
So you tell me Disney
so-
doesn't
Pay for
want your
someone
money?
else's
That would be the
subscription,
first
then
time I hear Disney doesn't
You
want
just
your
want me to
money.
buy a second subscription,
Yeah.
So the Mandalorian.
That works. I'm okay with that.
So the Mandalorian definitely lived up to the hype as far as like content that it's providing. It's different than what I was expecting it to be, but you can definitely see it developing into a very specific type of yeah. Mandalorian's really good. We'll have an episode like in a couple weeks. Anyways, so Disney Plus, it's a giant ball of nostalgia. Do you feel like for $7 a month it's worth it to you?
7, yes. You get a lot for $7.
You do, and
Because not even excluding the ESPN thing, excluding Hulu, you still get National Geographic with the Disney, right? So it's Disney, Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar,
Nat Geo.
National Geographic. That's quite a bit for $7.
Yeah.
That's a lot of content for $7.
yeah, I mean Disney alone brings an insane catalog, and we're talking every movie you can ever imagine except for Song of the South. But really, I mean, there's just a ton of movies in there. I find myself, like as I watch Rescue Rangers with my kid, I've been able to watch Darkwing Duck, some of the older cartoons. I've been watching X-Men myself just to recap.
Do me a favor. Get on that new,
new DuckTales?
DuckTales.
I want to. I just what is it?
I said, ooh.
Oh.
You can't say DuckTales without saying, oh, ooh.
I mean, I did it.
We all did it. But we got a lot coming down the pike. We have other remakes that are coming. We have apparently Peter Pan, I think, is going to get a series. I mean, there's a lot of... Yeah. I watched Brink the other night. Do you remember that? It was a Disney Channel movie. It was awful.
Was it
It's about roller skating.
Yeah.
Soul Skaters.
That's an old movie.
It's rough.
1998.
Let me tell you, the Disney movie.
Oh, there's one girl with a tan in here.
She's from Peru.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, man.
At one point in time, she
Do
insulted
you mean
somebody in
the
Spanish.
Xbox 360 game?
I didn't mean that. That was terrible. I remember them trying to hype that up.
Which
too.
one was better?
Brink the skating movie. 'Cause it was all about soul skating.
All those
Also,
Marvel-
the Black Ranger's in it, so duh. He is a
All
part
those
of the
Marvel
Mean Crew.
series are coming late 2020 and then early 2021.
Yeah, and we have Hawkeye. As far as Marvel comes, we have Hawkeye, WandaVision, and Cap and Soldier, or Falcon and Soldier.
Yeah, Falcon
And
and,
then-
Falcon and the Winter Soldier
Falcon on the shoulder.
late late 2020. WandaVision early 2021. Loki spring 2021.
Oh,
and
and Loki.
Hawkeye continuing the story in the fall of 2021.
That's what I'm
and
saying.
Loki.
Like, I wouldn't have needed this till mid 2020
Yeah.
if it had not been for the Mandalorian.
I don't know, man, but you get to go back and watch, like, Jungle Book, and
There's
I
so
watched
many
Robin
things-
Hood with my kid last night.
The movie sucks and you know it.
It doesn't suck. Hold on. It is a solid movie for the first 45 minutes. You gotta skip like 30, and then you jump back in, okay?
You can go all the way. You can
Once-
watch him rob Little John, and then go all the way to the archery contest.
No, so that's, see, it's been a while since you watched that. So I watched it last night. That happens all, that's what I'm saying, after the archery contest. So 45 minutes in, archery contest happens. We're good. I think you need the content where they're stealing and they're giving the kid the little, little rabbit, the
You can
bow
tell
and
the sheriff's the
arrow,
bad
the
guy.
hat, and then he goes and he gets to play with Maid Marian. She gives him a kiss. It's adorable. That all part's adorable, entertaining, good.
You don't
it's
need it.
Once,
You don't need it.
It's once they get put in prison, you're like, all right, let's skip like 30 minutes ahead. All right, now let's get back into this.
Like,
Yeah, when there's a prison,
It is a
skip lot of it.
solid film. I still think we should cosplay as Robin Hood Little John, and I think she could be the Rooster.
The Rooster.
Who would you like to be?
Maid Marian.
if you wish.
Not. And at this point, I'm okay being Little John. Before we used to talk about changing it up a little bit, I'm okay being Little John. It's okay.
That's not who I meant. Robbing Little John. I meant robbing
Prince John. Yeah, Prince John, Little John. It's kind of weird that we did that.
You have like a whole book of names, and you're like John twice. I'm doubling down on John, guys. I'm telling you, it's gonna kick in.
What's interesting to me is everybody gets a name. The little effing bunny,
When you said
Skippy, right?
it. You get one per episode.
The snake, Hiss. We couldn't give him a name. His name's Sir Hiss.
Yeah, it's a snake.
Give him a real name.
Why?
That poor snake. He goes through a lot, man. The bear sits on Little John sits on him. He is shoved in a
He's a bad
barrel
guy.
full of ale. Is he though? Like he's just trying to get his way in life.
No.
Yeah,
No,
he's just
he
trying
was
to
a
make
jerk.
it. He's just trying to make it. No, the real jerk is Prince John.
Yeah, but he was.
Sir Hiss gets punished unless he helps Prince John. So he's just trying to
He
survive
should
at this
go
point.
team up with Robin Hood, and then
He
Robin
could
Hood
have,
would
yeah.
win.
Had he teamed up with Robin Hood, I think he would have been a hero. Everybody would have loved
But
him.
he didn't.
He could have
Nobody
at one point in time.
nobody would've
Hold
loved
on,
him.
I'm playing this in my head. At one point in time, he could have been an arrow for him and just bit Prince John, and things would have went down.
Here's the thing: nobody likes snakes.
But there's nothing better than the first scene's fantastic when they're robbing Prince John.
Yeah,
as
with
as
that and
gypsies
the
or as,
song, we get that, and then we just
fortune tellers. Nah, dog.
Archery contest.
The archery contest isn't that much fun.
I don't
We're
need
only
to
20
see
minutes in.
content to know that little rabbits in jails are gonna make me sad.
But see, that happens after the archery contest.
So then, okay, so
So
then
I'm saying that you can get up to the archery contest. You skip like 15-20 minutes after the archery contest because they tricked him and then he escapes. But then at one point in time, Little John has a knife to Prince John's back and is like, "You release him." And then the sheriff in Nottingham comes back and was like, "Ah, Sheriff of Nottingham. Anyways, and then they like kill him, and yeah, you can skip after that. Honestly, you could probably end the movie.
Honestly,
after that.
it could probably just be a Pixar short of just that first scene where they rob him and they play the little song
Nah,
and their
man,
friends.
it's a pretty solid movie. I think you're forgetting. That's a good buddy
I'm
film.
not forgetting because
It's a
I
buddy
went back
cop
and
film.
watched it also.
It's a buddy cop film, man.
No, it's not.
It reminds me of our
How
friend.
is it a buddy cop?
It reminds
buddy
me of
cop
our
film is
friendship.
like, how are these two people at all together? That's a buddy cop film.
How is a fox and a bear teaming up together
They
to
get
rob
along.
a lion?
They get along at the beginning. Buddy cop movies are
So
not
then,
on the same
then
page.
if it helps you, does it
give
help
me
you feel
give
better
me
if
a
you
Little
go
John
in?
and Robin Hood beginning story.
Could it not
give me
help,
an origin
okay,
story.
that's what I was gonna say. Does it not help to know that their origin they didn't get along when they first met?
Well, that would make it a buddy cop film.
Because they didn't. In most literature, they did not get along at first. In
that's
fact, Little John tries to rob Robin Hood.
That's not what's presented to me. Remember when Bruce Willis had to work with Tracy Morgan to solve a crime?
Nobody wants that film.
I know.
Anyways, Robin Hood is a solid film. But no, that's what I'm just like. There's a lot of things you can go back and watch, and it's nice. Yeah, but so that's. I mean, that's all the content I can think of. Like I said, just a ton of nostalgia, and then
You won't have to worry. I'll log in once a week to watch Mandalorian and probably log out.
every Friday, man. Every Friday up until the new one comes out, and there's one more episode after the new film comes out.
It just doesn't.
There's gonna be some kind of like. So I keep trying to figure out what cameo is going to exist, but knowing Disney being Disney, something's going to happen where like either this Mandalorian will be in it.
Darth Maul walks up or something crazy.
What?
And Sharon just starts singing a song.
And then Robin Hood and Little John run out.
Wait a minute, where did Darth Maul? What's happening?
I'm just saying I wouldn't have spent my $7 until 2020, mid 2020. You would have gotten $7 out of me, but right now. Mandalorian.
I think there's more to it. I still think there's more. I think
Encore.
that
My bad.
but like so, and then in their documentary series,
And
I would
High
say,
School
but
Musical.
stuff like that actually interests me, and I don't know if it interests you. Like the Imagineering, they have an Imagineering documentary where they talk about like being an Imagineer and what they've come up with and all the innovations that they've made, and then there is another one that's like they have like if you're interested in weddings, you can watch this whole series about weddings and what they're like at Disney. And I don't know, like I think there's cool stuff that's not necessarily like shows, but is more like a reality based or like a documentary based shows that I think could be interesting. If you want to spend a ton of money on a Disney wedding, there are people out there that do, or people that would just like to pretend like they can.
How much money is our Disney weddings?
Stupid money. Like we're talking like for the littlest one, I think it's like 20 or 25 grand.
I feel like you
And
started.
that's like the smallest.
You started that conversation on like well, there's this, and then you brought me nothing.
No, like, that's what I'm saying. But there's a difference in what you and I watch.
Yeah, I know, but that's what I'm
I
saying.
go and watch
For-
documentaries. No, I know. Yes, I know. I get that you personally would not buy it. As I explained, this house runs in Disney, and like we watch old Disney movies all the time. That's the content you guys can find on Disney Plus. Again, I said it's worth it. Clue said it's not. Stephanie doesn't care about you guys. It's really what it comes down to.
I'll
right?
use it. I'll use it for stuff to talk about on here. Like I'm serious about going back and trying to knock out. I don't even remember how it ends. I think that's one of the big things that gets me. I'll go back and like, how did these things end? Because I remember watching them as kids, and then I just stopped watching it one day. Some of them don't even really end. They just stop doing what they were doing, which is coming on TV.
An X-Men, I got into the Savage Land, and that's about where I'm at now.
There, you're gonna get some rough seasons.
Yeah.
Look forward to that.
Yeah, I'm in season 2. I've been watching from the beginning
I
to
think
end.
4, maybe 5, maybe 3. The animation gets rough. They like
When they started outsourcing it and like sending all of it to the Korean one and or Thailand, I think it was, or Taiwanese. It's Taiwan. They sent it to Taiwan and like they just started, mass producing a bunch of crap animation. Yeah, I remember. Anyway, let us know what you guys would like to see on Disney Plus if it's not already there.
Proud Family.
Is Sabrina the Teenage Witch on there?
I don't know.
I don't think I saw it on there. That was on ABC. I feel like they own that.
It was fine.
It was a cute show.
Is that the one with Melissa Hart?
Joan Hart, yeah.
It was fine. The only black character was the cat.
False. There later seasons there is actually another
She
guy.
have a friend?
He's a lighter skinned fella, but he was a witch hunter. And then there was also her young apprentice, like the one she was.
Evil.
Yeah, that's what I was laughing. But also her younger, like the person she's training, I believe, is also she is.
Don't be wrong.
Ugh.
Just
I know.
leave it off. Don't be wrong. I'd rather you say, you know what? I'm not sure.
I'm really not. No, I was trying to think.
Then you go, she's Hawaiian. And then
No, she's not.
she's like from India.
Man, I know she's super powerful witch, but she keeps like doing the wrong spells.
You're a super powerful witch. But then, are you a super powerful witch if you can't do the right spell?
Well, she's young. Yeah, so that's the content you guys can find. Let us know if there's anything you guys wish you could see on Disney Plus that's not there already.
Tell me what I should be watching on there to make me log in more, except for when there's 4 people on. And then I can't. No matter how much money I throw at you. At that point, I can just throw this $12 and get on there myself. Put the Animorphs on there.
I was thinking about this the other day.
I think
You
that
know
was
what? That's how
Nickelodeon
Netflix.
also, though.
No, it is, but that's how Netflix could get me. That's how Netflix keeps me. You put the Animorph series in there,
they
and you
never
come
finish
back
it.
with a remake.
Do you remember?
Reboot it.
You remember the main kid was yeah, you can just reboot it. You don't have to put the old one on there.
No, I want the old one too, but I need you to reboot it
Why? Why do you need both?
because I need to remember how it went. Because I've seen
I
the,
think it was
I
like-
read the books.
I think it was like yeah, I do too. Do you remember how it ends? I think we talked about that
Yes.
too once before. Maybe that's why they stopped doing it.
Is Alex Mack? Was that a Disney or was that Nickelodeon?
I'm not familiar with what you speak of, so I don't
She
know.
can she goes into like a puddle of mercury. It looks like mercury.
I vaguely remember what the hell you're talking about. They have Smart House.
The Secret World of Alex Mack.
Let us know what you guys thought. Also, let us know if you guys would be interested in hearing our thoughts on Mandalorian, because we could go into that too.
We could do a weekly recap type thing. Maybe we'll post it on a different
Patreon.
day that's not the podcast day.
No, yeah,
All
sure.
content all the time, man.
All content all the time.
Maybe we'll live stream it. That'd be
Oh,
crazy.
Friday's Love.
Twitch.
So you guys can let us know at all of our social medias as well as our email, which you can find at Friendship Supreme on everything except for Twitter. Twitter has no eyes in Friendship Supreme because all eyes should be on these guys. Also, feel free to check out our Patreon. Hopefully we'll get some more content up there. We've got some cool different tiers for you guys. Again, if you get the highest one, it's not listed, but we'll come have lunch with you if you want. And he'll make that face the whole time.
I'll make the face of whoever you want me to. You pay the
I
highest
just make
tier.
videos. Yeah, no, I've been Michael.
This is Cleve, and bibbidi bobbidi boop. That's Disney, right?
Yeah.
Well, no, you do the Disney Channel thing.
Did you see the video?
Oh, yes.
Did you see the video of those when they were like, this is what they actually drew, and they're like all over the place. But it made the perfect little thing in the commercial.
I can't do it if you did it. There, nailed it. Nothing.
Then you have to come in and then down again.
Well, there's so much, huh? Straight.
You've made two big
Yeah.
circles. So
Yeah, no.
up, out,
Yeah, that's what I
over,
did.
out.
That's what I did.
I need you to
Ow.
draw on the screen what you two are drawing.
All right. Anyway. Oh yeah. I have a straight face over here. Bye.